Good evening, wherever you are. Steve Cunningham with Sensus Fidelium, 29th August 2025, 6:35 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Where I'm now, again, whenever, thank you for joining. Let's get right to it. I have a lot of tabs if you haven't noticed your screen. It is Friday, dump day, whatever. I guess that's a Friday dump day. We got Monday, Black Pill Monday. Taco Tuesday. What was Tuesday? I can't remember what Tuesday was going to be called. Hump Day Wednesday. Told you so Thursday. Dump Day Friday, I guess. All right. Maduro oversees massive military exercise as U.S. warships closes in. Quote, today we are stronger, more prepared to defend sovereignty. Here's RT with Trump orders 7 warships now carrying 4,500 personnel to waters off Venezuela. So according to Axios, plus 3 guided missile destroyers, at least 1 attack submarine. For great googly moogly, do they mean business? And don't worry, they're not asking Congress to approve anything. Yeah, Congress, Constitution smash execution. Who cares about that stupid thing? We have an elected monarch. Brandon did it, Obama did it, the Bushes did it, Clinton did it. I mean, why be elected if you can't rule like a king? As the founders, the anti-federalists were right. Eventually, the executive will become an elected monarch, greater than the powers of a king, as Patrick Henry once mentioned. South Korea is using hologram police to keep citizens safe. I don't know if you'll feel safe with a hologram, but I'm sure North Korea is laughing at this. Yeah, just again, everyone's trying to pull their form of technocracy on everyone else. Once in future King President DJT scrapped $4.9 billion in U.S. foreign aid using a pocket rescission. Rescission? Yeah. A rare move that lets the president cancel approved spending without Congress. That should always just throw you things up. Without Congress. Wait a sec. Congress is in charge of the purse, not the president. President's only supposed to sign off, or veto, or sign off on anything that's constitutional. That's it. Not supposed to make laws, not supposed to create things out of the kindness of his air, not supposed to do anything besides veto or not veto, even approve or veto. That's it. Really, that's it. Talk to somebody overseas, play some golf, chill out. It's really supposed to be a cush job in a sense. But no, these guys got to become doggone authoritarian. Every one of them. Obama did it. Trump did it. Brandon did it. Trump 1.10 did it. Brandon, Obama. Who'd I go with? The Clinton, the Bushes, all the way. They all do it. And Benny cheerleading Johnson always has to go. Rare move. Every time DJT blows his nose, Benny and the Jets. Benny and the Jets. All the cheerleaders have to do this. It's nauseating to see these guys do this. And it's even worse when I see the Catholic bros do that too. I mean, good grief. Do we not have a spine if you say something wrong about the guy, why do you care that he fights you at Mar-a-Lago? Have principle, have a spine. You tell everyone, all these Catholic guys tell people, hey, be a man, be a man. Oh, when they talk about Trump, they turn to a puppy dog. Sorry, kind of frustrating on that. Swamp Watch. Trump authorizes 4 new COVID vaccines. Good night, everybody. 4 new COVID vaccines. If you listen to it, she's like, oh, well, operating this, we got 4 of these. They're not mandatory. Yay, thank you. And remember, when RFKJ said that they were getting rid of all the mRNA stuff, Stargate, which happened on day 1 or day 2, if you score, whichever way you want to score at home. Day 2, look it up. Stargate, $500 billion, that's with a B, billion, went into the Stargate Protocol, started by Obama. And Obama gave Brandon the okay to lead it. That was 100 million at the time. And then Brandon took it when he brought a little bit more money to it when he became the authoritarian dictator king, wannabe king, during his reign. And then DJT took the reins, took the battalion for him afterwards, and gave it a stimulus to 500 billion. Again, day one, you can see it. Saw the video. I remember seeing it going great googly moogly, and nobody was talking about that. They haven't stopped that. That hasn't been reneged. That was the whole thing in mRNA cancer jabs, when they would, quote, put the thing inside you, and then it would be able to figure out what jab you needed. Isn't that some fun? Again, the 4IR, the Fourth Industrial Revolution, are part of that. That was when the whole Schwab thing saying what this is a fusion between the human and the machine, in a sense. I'm paraphrasing. But yeah, Trump authorizes 4 new COVID vaccines, and the cheerleaders clap like seals. Yeah, yeah, exactly. He called himself the father of jab. He doesn't call himself the father of the jab for nothing, and he's still promoting it. He is proud as peacock. He's proud as a peacock with that. He loves him some jab, as long as it's his jab. Max Blumenthal, Dave DeCamp, and Max retweeted this one. He goes, the U.S., LOL. According to U.S., Mr. Stein there, the U.S. will not allow Palestinian officials and diplomats, including the leader of the Palestinian Authority, PA, President Mahmoud Abbas, to attend next month's United Nations General Assembly in New York. Thanks, guys. Again, Israel first. Anybody that says America first, no, don't do that. Clown Planet News is for entertainment purposes only. Pretend you're smacking him in the head. I don't know what to take. It's not America first. It's Israel first, and it's bad. They're not even hiding it. From the "I told you so" folder, Peter Schiff told everyone, "I told you so." The U.S. Appellate Court will likely strike down this. He wrote this August 17th. Strike down Trump's tariffs as unconstitutional. That means U.S. importers can get refunds on amounts paid, handling Trump another scapegoat alongside Powell and Brandon for the coming recession. Ironically, repealing tariffs would actually help. Watch what happens. See if his I don't want to say prophecy, but see if his prediction comes true in a couple of weeks when the recession, because it was already going that way. See when that hits, if he blames Powell and Brandon for that. That's not that hard to do. They all do it. Brandon blamed Trump blamed Obama blamed, the whole way down the line. They always blame the guy before him. I always wondered, it would be great if, too bad you get your second term right after, and goes, we just inherited a terrible recession that I made. Scott, George Soros' right-hand man, and the MAGA version of Pete Buttigieg. I'm trying to tread lightly on the words. Besant warns of U.S. embarrassment if tariffs ruled illegal. You know what? I can't help but laugh and giggle about that, because they were all just, we're going to tariff you, we're going to tariff this. We threw tariffs on everyone just because they looked at us the wrong way, or they didn't like Israel, or what was it? Was it Canada got a tariff because they said they were fine with a two-state solution with Gaza? Like, oh no, we can't do that. You anti-Israel people. There's a tariff on your maple syrup. So anything that happens negative to the federal government, I'm totally for. I don't care. There's a great line. There's a great joke. If I treat politicians like diapers, they need to be changed for these, and they need to be treated and changed for the exact same reasons. Most Trump tariffs ruled illegal in huge blow to White House trade policy. This is from the CNBC. This happened a couple. Was it 5:40 p.m. They said, yeah, 5:40. I was out playing pickleball with the kids. Like I said, the kids like playing pickleball. It gets me outside during the day when these guys are playing. So I come back and do this, and then dinner time. Federal Appeals Court ruled that once a future king president of DJT's global tariffs are illegal, striking a massive blow to the core of the aggressive trade policy. Trump is all but certain to appeal the ruling to the Supreme Court. Of course he will. The Wall Street Journal, higher prices are coming for household staples. Companies from Hormel to Ace Hardware forecast prices rising as the cost of Trump's tariffs are passed on to the consumers. And I saw a report saying that the gas prices hasn't been as low in forever, in quite some time. Down the street from me, across the border in South Carolina, it's $2.82. I guarantee you, I haven't seen a gas station in North Carolina yet, but I guarantee North Carolina is always higher because of more taxes than Raleigh. But $2.82, and that was a cheap place. The entire world is horrified with this evil massacre, Gaza Genocide. Here is Hannah Enbinder, Jewish American actress. I can't get anything to download for some reason. Anyway, if you want to read it, again, all these are in the show notes. Check down below. And I will try to see if I can get one to play. If you look at what happened, there were some extreme bombings that went on. I don't think did I save them all? There was a nursery that got bombed. There's reports about the journalist names that the world. It's almost like a conspiracy on there. They're redacting the names so no one knows if they're a journalist or not. Man, it is horrifying what's going on. Again, that's with our taxpayer money, by the way. Here's James Lee, FBI Director Kash Patel's country singer girlfriend, Alexis Wilkins. I have no idea who that is. Just filed a multi-million-dollar lawsuit against ex-FBI agent Kyle Seraphin after he accused her of being a Mossad agent. This comes on the heels of the FBI declaring that there are no Epstein files. James does some good stuff. If you ever check it out, he does some solid videos like this. The Kingdom of God Church's leaders' home raided by the FBI. 2 church leaders have been arrested in an alleged multi-million-dollar conspiracy after multiple FBI raids across the country on Wednesday morning, including one in Hillsborough County's exclusive Avila neighborhood. Genevieve Curtis reports. Fox 13 Tampa Bay brings you to the important. Oh, okay, well, that's all they had. Anyway, you want to check this out? Some guy down in Tampa Bay, multi-billion. You got like the female. What is that? Campus for the Harvest. Yeah, religion heretics get a lot of money. I remember somebody said, if I want to make $1 million, become a Protestant preacher and easily become a millionaire. Here's Daniel McAdams retweeting on this. A young woman violently attacked by Berlin police. Daniel McAdams writes, Berlin is lost. It looks like a neck injury right there. Hey, my kindness get removed consistently. You're the only Catholic person I know who routinely touches about these positive. Yeah, Bill, I have no idea, man. The only way that would happen is if you type something I have banned. I usually have all the cuss words banned and a couple other things. So you might, if you type in something like that would get removed. But it's automatic by YouTube. Honestly, I have no idea. I've seen a couple people have told me that their comments get taken out. I don't have time to. The only times I go through them if they mention a priest name by name that don't want to be named, and then I'll go in. I can see those comments and I'll take it out, and then I'll ban the name. But outside of that, man, I don't know. I couldn't tell you. If I don't know how many comments you try to post, but unless you hit. I'm not saying you are, because those are the majority of the words that I get that I put on the ban list, or most of that, because I've had it back in the day. We had that happen quite often. But I appreciate you. Yeah, man. Sadly, there's a couple that try to touch it, but all of them like that. No, they worry about the. I don't want to say worry about the brand. Maybe they worry about what people think of them. I can care less what people think of me on this. So just trying to get. I'm worried about the kids. Trying to again do anything I can for this. Last America Vagabond posted this earlier. This from 2018. This particular one is going up to the Minnesota thing. Parents catch FBI and plot to force mentally ill son to be a right-wing terrorist. Again, February 15th, 2018. The parents of a severely mentally disabled man are speaking out on how the FBI groomed him as a right-wing terrorist, knowing his paranoid schizophrenia. It has become a nearly weekly occurrence. Somewhere in some state, the FBI will announce that they failed yet another terrorist plot and saved lives. However, as the data shows, the majority of these cases involve psychologically diminished patsies who have been entirely groomed, armed, and entrapped by FBI agents. Again, I look back, I keep on asking about the guy that was in Minnesota. Where does a guy like that get all that kind of hardware? Simply put, the FBI manufactures terror threats and then takes credit for stopping them. While many of these cases have garnered attention, have been exposed in the alternative media, a recent case out of Oklahoma sets a new low for FBI and exposes how insidious these plots can be. Through the hundreds of foiled terror plots the FBI has busted over the years, many of them have been focused on people of Middle Eastern descent or people associated with ISIS or Al Qaeda. This time, in the case with Jerry Drake Varnell, the 23-year-old diagnosed schizophrenic accused of attempting to bomb a bank, the FBI fomented terror from a right-wing dialogue. In a June meeting with an agent, according to the FBI documents, Varnell described himself as a believer in, quote, 3%er ideology, a right-wing group claiming to be committed to standing against and exposing corruption and injustice. And obviously, I could read this whole thing for a while. This goes on for, here's Oklahoma, Jerry Drake Varnell in his mental state. The FBI should have filed conspiracy on our son and had him committed to a mental institution. They should not have aided and abetted a paranoid schizophrenic to commit this act. There are more facts that I will not make public that will support my son and the disturbing acts made by the FBI. Again, here's FBI official. We need to keep the fear alive to justify terror. David Steele, 20-year-old Marine Corps intelligence officer and second highest ranking civilian in the U.S. Marine Corps intelligence and former CIA clandestine service case officer. There's a lot in there. Had this to say about most unscrupulous operations. Most terrorists are false flag terrorists. Take that again. Most terrorists are false flag terrorists, or are created by our own security service. In these United States, every single terrorist incident we have had has been a false flag or has been an informant pushed on by the FBI. In fact, we now have citizens taking out restraining orders against FBI informants that are trying to incite terrorism. We've become a lunatic asylum. I'm telling you, I'm on the Shannon Joyce show on Rumble. I've proven to her. From screenshots, the comments are removed routinely. Anything regarding the Pfizer papers get evaporated. Yeah, I haven't done much with the V word and touched more on that because they still take people down. My guy, Ryan Christian with Last Mega Vagabond, they still take his stuff down routinely. Not as often, but still videos are getting taken down from that. Eventually, they'll go after the Israeli ones. I guarantee they will. But anyway, so share this one around. Again, this is in the show notes. You'll see the Last Mega Vagabond URL. Share it around with your friends because, again, they're making this, well, I'll agree. I don't have Greenwald for the thing because it's 13 minutes. But he had about an hour and a half video on this. And I thought he did a very good and fair job on it going, you know what's going on with this? Nobody knew this guy beforehand. You're not going to know about it afterwards. And to come up with a conclusion, and I'll get into that here in a second. Jason Bassler, the U.S. just funded AI that can ID you from a half a mile away just by the way you walk. I remember seeing that a couple of weeks ago with the guy that did the stuff that Israel's doing, testing for the market of Palantir's used for U.S. IARPA's Briar program integrates your face, body, and even your walk, so your gait, to track you through drones and CCTV, day or night, even in crowds. The tech has already been being tested, no public oversight. IARPA Intelligence Advanced Research Projects Activity, Briar, biometric recognition and identification at altitude and range. Think DARPA, but for the CIA NSA. Its mission to create AI biometric surveillance and data fusion systems to identify anyone, anytime. Experts warn Breyer could bypass city and state facial recognition bans by target civilians using whole body ID without oversight. It threatens privacy, freedom of movement, and normalizes predatory data collection. Surveillance is now built into your every move. Play that Lee Greenwood song. I'm proud to be an American. Well, at least I know I'm free. Melania Trump calls for preemptive intervention in identifying potential school shooters. First lady responds to Minneapolis Catholic school attack that killed 2. Translation: Melania Trump wants the Minority Report to stop being a movie and become real life. First Lady Melania Trump called for a more preemptive intervention. This is Fox News, by the way. This isn't conspiracy10forhat.com. This is Fox News. Preventive intervention. By the way, none of the big name cheerleaders are bringing this up at all. I would ask them, ask each one, especially the Catholics, what's up, guys? This is kind of an important thing. Why can't you bring this up? Her call came hours after the shooter opened fire on school children and teachers at Annunciation Catholic School in Minneapolis on Wednesday. Hours after, she was already talking about this. The First Lady argued that there are often warning signs before mass shooters commit their crimes. Quote, the tragic mass killing in Minnesota illuminates the need for preemptive intervention in identifying potential shooters. Early warning signs are often evident, with many individuals exhibiting concerned behaviors and making violent threats online prior to their actions, Melania wrote. To prevent future tragedies, we need to destroy liberty and freedom and put in the police state, the technocratic state. Oh, I'm sorry, my points on that. It is crucial we look at behavioral threat assessments across all levels of society, beginning in our homes, extending through school districts, and of course, social media platforms. Be aware of these warning signs and acting quickly can save lives and make American communities safer, she said. She added. Now, again, just like how the whole thing with the kids' age thing, I brought this up yesterday, this will be used against everyone later. It starts with the kids, and let's pretend that the Trump administration is ran by angelic beings. Say that. Let's say that the next administration comes in is ran by demonic beings. This does not go away. This will be used by whoever comes in down the road later. Do you think they will go after the people? What happened during the Brandon administration? Everybody was upset the FBI was using against the Catholic churches. Okay, remember that? What do you think this would be done? But guys, this is some horrific stuff coming down the pipe, and we're not upset at it because our team is doing it. Hence why Trump was coming in, had to be selected. I said selected, not elected, selected to be part of this, because if it wasn't, imagine Kamala, cackles, whatever you want to call it. Imagine Kamala doing this. Everybody that's silent would be livid. Kamala's trying to make a police state. Kamala's doing a technocratic takeover. She's trying to spy on everything. But with Trump, the people that would usually be upset are applauding it. Let me see if I can get this to play. There's a way to get your screen to play, and I have to do stop screen, share screen, Brave tab. Just got to pick the right tab. There it is right there. Okay. Nope, wrong one. Darn. Let's try that again. It's the one next to it. All right. Share screen. Where are you at? Pentagram. There it is. All right, this should play. Let me know if it's not playing.
Aaron calling Gideon AI trailer. Let's play it very quickly.
Gideon is the first real-time AI system built to detect threats online before they become attacks. Anonymous networks flagging behavior, predicting danger. We don't get a second chance. Let's not miss the next one.
15 seconds, Aaron. You're talking about stopping mass shootings, attacks in Boulder before they start.
Trace, I'm building the first AI-driven threat prediction platform for law enforcement. They're flying blind right now. I've got an elite team of engineers from Palantir. I've got law enforcement agencies lined up 76% of these mass attackers posted some type of grievance online. This is America's early warning detection system. If you're a chief out there, reach out to me and get on my pilot. And if you're a VC, I'm about to open my seed round. Partner with me, and let's make America safe again and get cops the tools they need.
Aaron Collins.
All right, let me play. That was a couple months ago. So let me get one that came out yesterday. Let me stop screen, do that all over again. You see my ugly face. Hello. Hello. Derek Bros. There it is right there. All right, let's play this. Still won't play. I can't get this video to play anywhere. It gets hung up every time.
100%, and she's 100% correct. I am now about to launch Gideon, America's first ever AI threat detection platform built specifically for law enforcement. It scrapes the internet 24/7 using an Israeli-grade ontology to pull specific threat language and then routes it to local law enforcement. It's a 24/7 detective. It never sleeps, and it's going to get us in front of these attacks.
Would it have picked up on this, do you think?
100%. I wish my program would already be up. We're not launching until next week. I've got a dozen agencies on board, Trace. I just unloaded a major Northeast agency with over 2,700 sworn. This is America's early warning system.
Lieutenant Mark Evans.
So there you go, ladies and gents. There's that's coming. That's coming next week. Palantir backed up. Israeli tested. Yeah. And nobody's upset about this outside of the alt media, really. How many Catholics I've seen put it out? None. I've seen absolutely zero outside of me. I've seen 0.0% of Catholics bring this up. Now, apparently all we want to do is just go out with guns on every parish, live in fear. I've seen guys say this is going to happen again. Let's see. I saw one guy say weed was part of it. We've so far just not even thinking anymore. Stop using emotion on what this is about. When I told you we're getting hyper focused on this for a reason. Everyone, you're supposed to watch over here. That right hook is coming with this. Don't worry, it'll be used against us. Break-in Minnesota transgender killer's father has worked for 29 years as a top-level CIA DOD contractor forming the reports. Again, remember, like I said, no connection? Just saying, if there's no connection here, let me know. There it is. Here's Greenwald. Immediately after the Minneapolis school shooting, people online began pushing narratives about the shooter that served their own political agendas, even when it was too early to know the shooter's true motives. That's the, let's see. Let's see. He had all. This is only 20 minutes. He went for a few hours. He went for, like I said, over an hour on this, but he mentioned the names that were brought up. He did everything from an upside down cross to, and that's our boys are focused on the upside down cross and the pentagram. Guys, that guy did. He did anti-Semitic. He did anti-Muslim. He celebrated the Muslim guy in Greenland. He was celebrating. It was all over the place. There was nothing that connected anything that made any sense. You want to say distraction? There was stuff thrown out there all over the place. Who knows what the thing was about? But it was, you can't, unless you have 100% absolute assurance, and you don't. There's no way to figure out what the motive was. Again, it was everywhere. One, how did this guy get all these munitions? No one knows. There's been so much fishy things, like the video with the kids running out. Why is there? How does a guy just pick up a cell phone and go, you know what? There's a shooting going on. Let me get the app up so I can video it. Perfect, steady. I don't know about you, but my first reaction is not picking up the cell phone. And then tell the kids to run outside when the video, you hear the guy going, "Where's the shooter?" I don't know. Well, let's have the kids run outside. There's some, again, apparently we're not supposed to question anything. You're supposed to believe exactly what the media tells you, 100% without doubt. It's infallible. Oh, by the way, the sniffles kill. Put on a mask. Yesterday, they told you pre-crime policing of social media will be active next week. Today, they tell you there will be weaponized drones flying over your house. Let's get off that boomer mess. Women-only Smith College faces civil rights complaint for admitting trans students. Trump unveils another $825 million arms sales to Ukraine. Remember, that was a pledge that he promised he wouldn't do. But you know what? Promises, schmomises. You know, while talking peace, talking with both sides of the mouth. We're gonna end peace. We're gonna bring peace and war. Oh, we're gonna send $1 billion of weapons to Ukraine. Give me the peace prize. Here's Cracker Barrel. Let's get back to Cracker Barrel. At least that distraction was at least, non-crazy. It was crazy, stupid crazy, but it's, yeah. Cracker Barrel's 93-year-old founder blasts abandoned reband is crazy and pitiful. Here's Brown professor. Gaza is now the capital of the world in mutilated children. We hear that we care about the kids. What about this? Saying that most of the people getting shot have been the kids, but Mitsubishi abandons 3 offshore wind projects in Japan. Trump cancels Kamala Harris's or cackles if you're nasty Secret Service detail that was extended by undisclosed Brandon order. I had no clue she had Secret Service protection. I didn't know the VP kept that or had that. Portuguese president calls Trump Soviet or Russian agent. Gruesome Newsom support surges among Democrats ahead of the 2028 poll. Selection, says a new poll. Well, it's not like these are the cream of the crop guys. You got Gretchen Whitmer, Bernie, AOC, Westmore, Shapiro. You only know Shapiro's name because he went after the church. Rahm Emanuel's even in there. Oh boy. Cory Booker. Bernie. I love Bernie. I don't take money from billionaires. Sanders, he takes billionaire monies. The Border Patrol chief leading the California IA immigration crackdown, Gregory Bovino, has orchestrated thousands of arrests using confrontational tactics that have made him a MAGA star. His critics say he's crossing legal and political lines. When I first saw this picture, I just thought it was a UPS photo. ICE is suddenly showing up in California hospitals. Workers want more guidance on what to do. Yeah. We're going to get the most dangerous among us. All right, we're going to go after the people on the plantation picking strawberries, churches, Home Depot, Lowe's, and now get the guys that are in the hospitals. What happened to the MS-13 guys? There better not be any MS-13 guys left. Trump admin plans immigration enforcement surge in Boston. Clampdown could come soon after a similar action in Chicago in September or happen concurrently, said an administration official. Hey, forget about who cares about laws. We're just going to have a police state everywhere because I said so. Detainees report alleged uprising at Alligator Alcatraz. Quote, a lot of people have bled. Reports of incident were denied in Florida, and ICE officials, as detainees say, they were beaten and tear gas was fired. Well, of course, the Florida ICE officials would say they were lying. What are you going to hear? Like, oh, yeah, well, yeah, we've been kicking the crap out of them for the last couple of months. They're not going to say that. Would you say once you get Bill Ashton Forbes and revealed the Lockheed Martin nuclear fusion orbs that are 0-point energy weapons? Yeah. There's some stuff with Lockheed. It's nuts. Man believed dead in Alligator Alcatraz is alive as ICE moves him without notice. Luis Manuel Rivas Velasquez, desperate to be deported due to a living hell, but lawyers and family unable to connect. All Luis wants desperately to do is get out of detention, even if that means being deported to Venezuela. That's what it's come down. That's what it's come down for him and so many others. Get me out of here. Throw me to Antarctica. I'll take that. I put in orange juice. You might have been wondering why is orange juice in the title. U.S. orange juice shipments plummet as Canadians find Florida OJ's hard to swallow. Tropicana might cost $13.99, but Canada processed brands are typically half that. You know, and if you're in a cold area, if you put up a greenhouse, you can grow your oranges. Especially if you get if you hit up a guy. There's a what's his face down in South Carolina. I have it right here because I got to like one of these days. McKinsey Farms. You get McKinsey Farms, the lemon. They got some 10-degree tangerines survive -10. Grapefruit. So these guys, those things will survive a cold, hard, very cold hardy. Oranges, lemons, kumquats, others. If you want to check out, you have to call them. You can't order online. You have to call them at McKinsey Farms. If you're in the north and you can get a greenhouse too, even better. But you can grow some citrus on your own. Frail Bill Slick Willie Clinton, 79 sparks health fears as he and Hill Dog are seen leaving Hamptons with defibrillator. Did he come back from Epstein Island? Oh, that was too early. Sorry. Peter Thiel's AI Palantir is supercharging Trump's lawfare. Software company founded by billionaire Peter Thiel, who owns JD Vance. But who cares? He's Catholic. We're fine. As long as he's Catholic, he can be owned by the Antichrist. We're fine. Has embodied his buddy President wants a future King President DJT to conduct hardcore AI lawfare beyond its previous bounds. Those bounds appear to now include the Federal Reserve Board after Trump told its Governor Lisa Cook she was fired. You're fired. Earlier this week, the hit was achieved with the contrivance of an ever-striving 37-year-old Nepo baby with the heretofore forgettable name. He is Bill Pulte, who seized the chance to make his mark for himself when once and future King President DJT appointed him to the usually low-profile position of director of the Federal Housing Finance Agency, FHFA, if you're nasty. When he announced he entered a partnership with Thiel's Palantir to establish the AI-powered Crime Detection Unit, CDU. He took his first step by doing that. There's Peter. She's a CDU. Yeah, she looks happy. Lisa doesn't look too happy. Fannie Mae President CEO Priscilla Almodovar told reporters that in an earlier test, the Palantir-assisted CDU needed just seconds to detect fraud that investigators would have otherwise required months to identify. That's how they found Lisa. And that's how Lisa's now in the unemployment line. Don't worry, it'll get worse. I can't read this because I don't have a subscription to Pirates Wire, but why Thiel fellows win. Peter Thiel paid crack teens to leave college and stay weird. Now it's a $750 billion startup pipeline. The pentagram is reinstalling portrait of Confederate General Robert E. Lee that includes a slave. I have to throw that. Why do they have to throw that in there? An Army spokesperson said that under the revived instructions of once a future King President DJT, they were not prepared to erase history. 20-foot portrait. There's the 20-foot portrait. Where's the slave at? Can I see it? An electric caddy with Rolls-Royce aspirations. Wall Street Journal, GM is betting that the Cadillac Celestiq, with its ultra-luxurious customizable design and striking silhouette, will become a coveted electric boogie-woogie-woo limousine in the new gilded age of hyper-wealthy. Yeah, you got your space shuttle right there. I think it's $400,000. Looking for nothing, looking like nothing else in the ultra luxury category. Cadillac Celestiq is the custom crafted 4-seat electric limousine with commission starting around $400K. That bad boy better drive for you, let you know when you got your destination, feed you a drink, whatever. $400K? RFKJ claims he will reveal cause of autism next month. We talked about this a couple months ago when he said it. When we were all like, yeah, we already know. You've mentioned it on CHD forever. Alaska cities could feel as hot as parts of Texas today. Some parts of Alaska reached 80 degrees on Fahrenheit on Friday. Well, here in the Southeast, it's 80. Usually it's 90. I'm not complaining one bit. Passengers forced to wee in bottles after toilets break down on 6-hour Virgin flight with urine-soaking cabin floor. The unpleasant ordeal unfolded on a 6-hour Virgin flight. Again, thank you guys for taking the time and listen to my ramblings. Check out, make sure, again, everything's underneath already in the show notes. Check it out. Send it to your local friend that doesn't believe any of this is actually happening. Because again, not too many people are sharing this right here that next week, as in this is Friday, in 2 days, starting Monday, 3 days, Monday, Tuesday, next week, as in the first week of September, pre-crime will start up. Thanks to Gideon. Anyway, check out sensusfidelium.tv for the app. Where's my buttons over here? Here's click, like, subscribe, click the bell, all that jazz. I'll put a better description tomorrow in the show notes thing. Sorry about that. I was in a hurry trying to get it all, getting up. All that jazz. I've been updating all that afterwards anyways. Have a great rest of the day. Thank you for another week. God love you. See you on Monday. Black Pill Monday, yes.